look beautiful.
You as well.
Thank you. Actually, so I have a question about intuition and wanting things. So sometimes intuition says really beautiful things that it's so hard to believe in it.
Give us more about that.
Yeah.
Just a little more.
Mm-hmm. So, as you said, you wake up in the morning and you practice this. The practice is the hardest thing, right? It's easy.
There are two things we want to say, and then we'll hear you.
Mm-hmm.
Practice isn't difficult once momentum gets going. It's like, have you ever needed to push your car to get it started? At the beginning, it's a little more difficult, but once it gets going,
mm-hmm.
let up on the clutch, let up on the clutch. These are old cars we're talking about, aren't they? So once you allow it to get going, momentum is easy. But we want to use the word inspiration. What was the word you used? Intuition?
Intuition, yeah.
We want to use the word inspiration because inspiration is a byproduct of momentum. And inspiration will come from any disc you've chosen that you've gotten momentum. In other words, you could feel the inspiration to punch somebody in the nose.
Okay.
But it's not a high-flying disc.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a good basis to begin this conversation.
Okay. So may I use the word intuition right now?
Certainly.
So
we're just ignoring it.
Because sometimes it feels like all these beautiful things get whispered into my ear, and they're so beautiful that it's hard for me to believe that it's actually possible. And I get
when you're on that high-flying disc, when you are tuned to the frequency of your source, so that there is not a vibrational hindrance or resistance, that is what's happening. That's exactly what's happening. Broader perspective is seeing through your eyes.
But that's exactly. But when I want to make a decision or when I try to act, I think I get confused when to act.
You see, that's the reason that we're trying to pair these concepts for you. If you will not be in such a hurry to act, if you will let your intention be get on the high-flying disc until you're really stable there, then that momentum builds, and when that kind of inspiration comes, it is indisputable. It's not should I, shouldn't I. The inspiration is so powerful that there's no question in your mind that that's what you want to do. If you're still questioning, then the momentum, you haven't allowed the momentum enough. That's the best way of saying it. Allow more vibrational momentum, and then the inspiration will come, and you won't be asking. You'll be saying, Abraham, I don't care what you think. This is what I'm doing.
So is there such a thing as wishful thinking, intuition, and destiny? From Abraham's point of view?
Of course. Wishful thinking is just when you're on the hopeful disc, you get a different thing than when you're on the knowing disc. When you're on the doubting disc, you get different things than when you're on the wishful disc. Mm-hmm. So, of course, there's wishful thinking. Wishful thinking is on the way to believing thinking and knowing thinking and high-flying thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Wishful thinking has enough doubt in it that it's not knowing thinking.
Oh, say that again?
Wishful thinking has enough doubt in it that it's not knowing thinking. Wishful thinking is a sort of blend of I want it but. So if you practice the wishful thinking until it's knowing thinking, you see, you don't have to do that very long. In other words, we like the story of Esther just saying, universe, show me others who are flying high like I am. And within a couple of minutes, a man got out of his car and came to her window and reached in and shook her shoulder in appreciation of that which she is. How much better does it get than an instant manifestation, you see? I would like this, please. Here you go. I would like this, please. Here you go. And that's what's happening all day long. You're getting manifestations for wishful thinking. You're getting manifestations for joyful thinking. Manifestations for knowing thinking. You're getting manifestations of fearful thinking.
But it seems like it's such a tricky, fine edge, between this.
You get what you think about. It's not tricky at all. You get what you think about. And if you want to know what you're thinking about, look at what you're getting. It's not the least bit tricky. It's so stable. That's the thing about law of attraction. Law of attraction is not tricky at all. Law of attraction gives you what you're offering vibrationally, unequivocally, all day long, every day. Been hearing us talk about Kate and Luke at the fair? Esther went to the Del Mar Fair with her family, her two little wonderful grandchildren, and Luke got off on the wrong foot right away, and everything went wrong for him. And Kate was just in her normal blissed out state, and everything went well for her. It was the most amazing thing to watch. Luke plays basketball all day long. He can hit a basket. He should be one of the Harlem Globetrotters. He can hit that basket from just about any angle. He can do layups. He can do free throws. He is so good at that. So they're at the fair, and here is a basketball hoop set up that, unlike law of attraction, was trickery. It was set up so that it was really difficult to get it in. The angle of it, and the way the backboard was banked, and the angle of it took a law of attraction alignment in order for it to go in. And so Esther couldn't spend enough money for Luke to get one in. 3 more balls, please. 3 more balls, please. 3 more balls, please. 3 more balls, please. He just got more and more frustrated because he knows he's good at it, and no balls would go in. Kate said, "Can I try one?" Went right in. She got a great big pink Pegasus. And then off they went. Everything that Kate did, they had so many stuffed animals, they had to make a trip to the car. They couldn't carry them all. And Luke said, "It's like they don't want me to win. It's like they don't want me to win." And Esther, she so wanted to tell him about the laws of the universe, but she knew that that was not a good teaching moment. They had gone to the fair because the musical group Train was there, and they all really liked Train. And so they're sitting in the audience, and a manager from the Train group picked Kate from the audience and asked her if she wanted to go on stage with Train. Wow. It was such an interesting thing to see. And then the band finished, the crowd's on its feet, everyone was having a wonderful time. The show is over, the crowd wants more, the band comes back for another song, and the lead singer has 3 t-shirts that he lobs into the audience, and Kate gets one of them. It's like everything was going her way. And it was so interesting to watch because everything was going her way, nothing was going Luke's way. And Esther thought, "Oh, I've been Kate and I've been Luke." You all have. And Luke's been Kate and Kate's been Luke. In other words, these are not patterns for life. It's just what happened that day. It's just that was the vibrational point of attraction that was going on that day, that day, that day. So this is why we want to say to you, it's not tricky. It was not tricky for Esther to see. She knew exactly what was going on. It was so clear. Kate floated around that place. Luke dragged himself from place to place. Kate's face was bright and shiny. She smiled all day. Luke frowned and complained and couldn't find anything that pleased him. It was such an interesting day. And Esther thought, this has been the best day of my life. This has been the most clarifying day of my life experience, because she knows about momentum now more clearly than she's ever known it before. In other words, if you catch it early on and you get the momentum going.
May I ask you about exactly the momentum thing? I was going to buy a car, and I was like, oh, I love it. The color, I know that Esther drives a really good car. So, and I was like, oh, the color, shape, everything, it's my car, I'm going to get it. And I did an independent inspection on the vehicle, and it turned out, you know, like the car is actually could have killed me. Like there was like certain things. So, and that's where I started to kind of lose touch with trusting my decision. The same with the relationships with women. And
but wait. There were aspects of the car that were a perfect vibrational match to what you want. And those aspects that were a perfect vibrational match drew you in closer and closer and closer.
Yes.
But there are a lot of things in your vortex. A lot of things that you want relative to a vehicle. Yes, you want it to be shiny and beautiful and fast and sensitive to the road. You want it to have all of those wonderful characteristics, but you also want it to be a well-running, safe vehicle. And so as some aspects of it drew you in and drew you in and drew you in, and you got more clarity about what you wanted until you were making the decision that maybe you wanted to move forward, then what happened? You got an impulse, something whispered in your ear that let you know, well, look over here. You might want to check this out a little. And then you discovered something. Have we given you the misimpression that you're just going to have a thought and bam, everything in the world's just going to line up and you're going to go directly there? What a boring life that would be. You don't want to go directly. You think you do. You don't want to go directly. You think you do. You don't want to go directly. You think you do to all of the things that you want. It's the journey along the way that life is, you see. Don't you love it that you get closer to knowing what you want now that you have examined a car, inspected it, and see that there might be something there that you do not want? Do you want to find one person, a friend or someone, and have them satisfy all of the characteristics of everything that you want? In other words, aren't there people that you just want to have fun with? And aren't there people that you really enjoy an intellectual conversation with? And aren't there people that just have skills that are really satisfying in different aspects of your life? And do you really need everybody to be all of those things? Or do you like law of attraction to bring you what you need, what you want, when you need it, you see? And so you're on your way to a car that will be perfect for a while. Not that long, actually.
I actually bought another one, but I bought another car, and it turned out it had issues too, but it's okay.
So you're just harassing us for no reason.
No. Thank you so much.
Clarification. It's helpful. Listen, are you feeling clearer now? Then our work here is done. Yes. We've enjoyed this interaction more than we can explain to you through words. So we've decided to just assist you in demonstrating the paradigm shift that you've accomplished in the hours that we've been together. So rather than just telling you how much we love you and telling you how good it's going to be, just watch what happens next. Watch what happens next. Move forward with expectation of improvement in every area of your experience. And as they begin coming, and they will, these moments of awareness, stop for a moment and just acknowledge what happened here in this vibrational resetting of your point of attraction. There is great love here for you. And as always, we remain stubbornly, chronically, eternally in the vortex.